So, when it comes to making sure that we're prepared for these physical inventories, there's four categories we really want to make sure that they're looking at to prepare and be successful. Is the organization of it, labeling. We want to clear out any obsolete or outdated product, and then communication. So when you start with organization, you want to make sure there's two sides of that: warehouse and then the processes that they have. When we're thinking warehouse, we want to make sure that their product is organized and in the right slots. We don't have any mixed pallets, we don't have any mixed bins, because that creates inefficiencies for us when we come in to count. The facility flow of the building is inbound in front of outbound versus picking and all of these different things, because if it doesn't flow well for their operation, it's not going to flow well for our count. And so, we want to make sure we're looking at that. And then of course their WMS, if their warehouse management system, if that's not in a place that they can utilize and be more organized, then when we get their files and start looking at their, how we want to do the count, it won't help us to have that. We'll be asking more questions. Our data processing person will have to work through some of those kinks, which creates some of that inefficiency, more meetings and different things like that. Whereas if we have that organization side, then we're in a good place. The other thing is labeling when it comes to their product, making sure that they have either barcodes or the product numbers clearly defined on the product, so that way we can get through the count quickly. The other one is location labeling. If that isn't clear, if that we don't have that, we have the capability of creating temporary locations, but we need that for our verification process. So we want to make sure we got both of those two things. And then the last one, like we talked about, was communication. For the provider, we want to make sure the scope of the project is kind of formulated right, so that way we have the best accurate information, so that we can plan it out for the staffing, plan it out for how long it's going to take. The other thing is their team. We want to make sure the staffing is correct. We want to make sure the timing of the count and the training, if we have to do any training for their team in our hybrid process, we want to make sure we've communicated through that. And then of course with their leadership team, we're going to plan out coordinated coordination meetings, pre-count meetings with them to kind of make sure we've got operational and logistic alignment.